Reality TV's drama often spills off screen, and today the spotlight is on Shannon Beador's DUI whirlwind. Fasten your seatbelts because this one is a sizzling tale you won't want to miss. And hey, for the juiciest celebrity scoops, ensure Celebrity Pop is on your radar. Smash that like, subscribe, and hit those notifications. Let's dive into the drama together. Cast your minds back to January, where Shannon opened up about a heart-wrenching chapter in her personal life. Shannon Beador, our favorite Real Housewives of Orange County star, dropped a bombshell. Well, this bomb isn't quite recent. Remember when, at 58, after nearly 4 exciting years, she and her boyfriend John Janssen, at 59, decided to part ways. Now, what makes this especially juicy is that Shannon revealed that she felt blindsided by the split. And let us tell you, it's not every day that someone uses such a strong term, especially when discussing matters of the heart. It's intriguing to think that this split came just 1 week after Shannon finished filming season 17 of the Bravo show. Could the reality of the cameras and the lights fading away have triggered something? Shannon herself seemed to think so. She mentioned, "We were in a great place, but 7 days later, when the cameras were down, it was a completely different story." What's more, Jansen's decision to end the relationship wasn't the only shocker. The words he used, as per Shannon, were absolutely devastating. And coming from someone who's seen her fair share of drama both on and off screen, that says a lot. For those who might not know, before John, Shannon had been married to David Beador for a solid 18 years. The relationship had its highs and lows, which were often showcased on the reality show. So when Shannon spoke about her feelings for John, saying, "I've never loved anyone like I've loved John," you can't help but feel the weight of those words. Shannon was hopeful about this relationship. She genuinely believed John was the man she was going to spend the rest of her life with. But alas, it seems John didn't quite see their love story panning out the same way. For anyone keeping tabs on Shannon Beador and her relationship with Jansen, there's been some undeniable tension in the air. After their breakup, coincidentally or not, both of them ended up at not 1 but 2 University of Southern California games. Talk about fate having a quirky sense of timing. And while most of us might awkwardly avoid an ex in such circumstances, Shannon took the bold move of posting selfies with Jansen on Instagram. Twice. Was this a sign of reconciliation? Shannon cleared the air by expressing, "I was hopeful we could find a way forward, but being around one another only made it harder for both of us." Social media sleuths, always on the lookout for the subtlest of cues, noticed that both Shannon and Jansen have, as of late, hit the unfollow button on each other's profiles. A move that in today's digital age speaks volumes. Shannon's reflections on the holidays are tinged with an emotional undertone. She candidly revealed, "The holidays were very, very difficult. I couldn't believe he wasn't here, and there would be days I would just cry myself to sleep." There's an air of optimism, though, as she looks forward, declaring, "It's a new year, and I'm ready for a fresh start." Now, Jansen's side of the story is just as heart-wrenching. As the president of an insurance brokerage company, he's surely accustomed to managing risks and uncertainties. However, matters of the heart are a different ballgame. Speaking to people, he confessed the depth of his feelings for the Bravo celebrity. "It's sad because I love Shannon very much. I've loved her more deeply than any woman in my life." His voice dripping with regret, he further added, "And I know that for as long as I live, I'll never meet anyone like her again." We've seen many couples navigate these waters, and Shannon and John were no exception. Love is not always enough, as Jansen insightfully noted. Fans of the Real Housewives of Orange County have been privy to the highs and lows of this relationship. They've been there, watching from the sidelines, as Shannon extended an olive branch to Jansen, apologizing for her behavior during the COVID-19 lockdown. It's never easy airing personal matters in such a public space, but as we've seen, it's all part and parcel of being in the limelight. And then there was the golf tournament incident, a juicy tidbit for the viewers for sure. But is it fair to judge a relationship based on these public snippets? It remains speculative. On a different note, relationships from the past also make their mark. Shannon's life with her ex-husband David gave us 3 radiant daughters, Sophie and the twins, Stella and Adeline. Their journey too has become a subplot in the grand narrative of the Real Housewives of Orange County. But let's not forget, the drama is far from over. With season 17 on the horizon, there's bound to be a fresh wave of exciting updates. Episodes filled with new stories, revelations, and of course, the ensemble of characters we've come to adore, or sometimes just raise an eyebrow at. You know, 2023 seemed to be a promising year for many, but for our Real Housewives of Orange County diva, this year has become an unexpected roller coaster. If you've been following the star, you're aware it's been a challenging time for her, and this recent incident, it's added an unforeseen twist. The streets of Newport Beach were in for an unexpected spectacle this weekend. Picture Shannon behind the wheel, not on the road, but on someone's property. And not just that, the car didn't merely touch down on the lawn or make a casual pit stop. It actually clipped a house. I mean, if that doesn't scream headline-worthy, what does? And before we get carried away with all this drama, if you want to be on top of every curveball and turn in the celebrity world, let's take a fun detour. Join the Celebrity Express. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Now let's cruise back to the juicy stuff. What exactly happened was, according to documentation that Page 6 managed to procure, Beador was apprehended at precisely 11:45 p.m. local time. The events leading to this certainty set a few tongues wagging. She allegedly misjudged a turn, nicking a house with her car, before hastily retreating back into the road. Just when you thought the episode reached its climax, here comes a twist. Shannon, after her impromptu property visit, decides to park her car, wait for it, in the very heart of the street. And as if to add a sprinkle of drama, she steps out with her furry friend, pretending to be on an ordinary stroll. The age-old tactic of blending in. Sadly, her act didn't pass, as the police, already alerted by a 911 call, soon joined the scene. The general consensus? Shannon wasn't merely taking in the night air. She appeared, for lack of a better term, intoxicated. It seems that the winds of Newport Beach have been particularly turbulent for Shannon Beador lately. A representative from the Newport Beach Police Department has confirmed that she faced the judicial scales on 2 counts: hit and run and DUI. These are indeed serious misdemeanors, and it's important to note that these allegations and the legal process will run its course. The police cited her and allowed her release without bond. Those who might be wondering if this hiccup will make it to our TV screens in a reality segment, take a breath. Reliable sources assure that Bravo's cameras weren't rolling, given that the show isn't currently in production. However, every cloud has a silver lining. The star was granted release the very next morning at 8:37 a.m. after posting a $2,500 bail and giving written assurance of her court appearance. As for her car, it wasn't quite as fortunate. It remains under the custody of the Newport Beach Police Department as they continue their inquiries into the matter. Now, we've always appreciated celebrities who stand by their actions, come rain or shine. According to statements released by her lawyer, Mike Fell, to Page 6, it seems Shannon has been enveloped in remorse. She's extremely apologetic and remorseful, Fell expressed. The anticipation thickens as we all await the official documentation regarding this case. It's evident that Shannon is bracing herself to stand in the limelight and face the repercussions of her actions head-on. Now, one might wonder what Bravo has to say about all this. Intriguingly, Bravo opted for a silent stance, declining any comments on the matter. Perhaps it's a strategic move, or maybe they're awaiting further clarity like the rest of us. Well, life certainly hasn't been smooth sailing for Shannon in recent times. The aftermath of her breakup with John Janssen continues to send ripples through her life. And speaking of ripples, let's not forget the incident this past July. For those of you who might have missed it, Page 6 dropped the bombshell that Shannon, in a state they described as wasted, had a heated altercation at a California bar with none other than Jansen's daughter. However, before we jump to conclusions, Jansen presented his side of the story. According to him, the night's events weren't singularly about Shannon's outburst. He suggested that the exit of their group was more due to the bar's closing hour than the fiery confrontation. After a heated altercation with Jansen's daughter, it seems Shannon Beador and Jansen have taken the mature road, opting to dine together in what appeared to be a mellow gathering. Now, one might speculate, was this friendly dinner a result of peace talks after their argument, or simply an evening from days gone by captured on Shannon's Instagram? Diving a tad deeper, Shannon's drinking habits have been under the spotlight lately, and not for the reasons one would toast to. On the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County, Gina Kirschenheiter, never one to shy away from speaking her mind, raised some alarm bells. She pointedly suggested that Beador might need to seek professional guidance for her drinking behaviors. Gina's concern was palpable as she stated, if Shannon can utter words so biting and not even recall saying them, it might be time for some serious self-reflection, perhaps even a visit to rehab. To add another layer of complexity, it's intriguing how the universe works. In some twisted cosmic joke, isn't it ironic that Gina, who once faced the very accusations she's now leveling at Shannon, is the one giving out the advice? Remember, she herself was handcuffed for a DUI back in 2019. Yet maybe it's this very experience that gives her words weight. So to all the celebrity aficionados out there, hang on to your seats because this roller coaster of celebrity tidbits and tattles isn't slowing down anytime soon. And hey, while you're at it, why not ensure you're always in the front line for the juiciest updates? Jump on board with Celebrity Pop, give that like button a tap, hit subscribe, and make sure those notifications are on. Let's face it, who doesn't love a good scandal served fresh? Cheers to the next scoop.